Hi, Roxanne here. My debut book, The Ocyphius Channelings Volume 1, is available right now from Amazon.com and iTunes. The iTunes book edition for Apple devices also includes over 2 hours of previously never recorded, in other words, brand new, from the Ocyphius channeling sessions. Click the annotation appearing on the screen to download your copy now. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye now.
I've recently, this past year, encountered something where I can recreate the sensations of like taking the drug MDMA, and it's caused a lot of growth, I guess you can say. I'm still in the process of it.
Okay.
But one of the things that it's been teaching me is when I'm in this state, I'm in love with everybody and everything. And it's more so of a heavy emphasis of not, I love everything, but I'm in love with everything.
Yes. Big difference. Very good.
Yeah. And one of the things that, as great as that is, I'll notice that my perceptions of things change. You know, I notice my interaction, the people I encounter, you know, they're different. It's like a different world.
Why is that?
Because I've changed.
Of course. All right. Very good. Keep moving.
With that, I find that there's things I don't want to let go. There's things of the negative states that I actually find beautiful and I do enjoy.
Why?
And
I'm going to give you the reason, but what do you think? Why do you enjoy the negative things?
Because I think it deserves its place too. I think it has its own.
No, that is the outskirts, but here's the core.
Yeah.
It deserves an idea is the way you're representing it, because it is a identity of you. It is still love, but you are viewing it from the identification of a known idea of yourself.
Yeah.
If you let go of this idea of feeling the negative, you are feeling a future of unknown. In other words, you are dropping to nothingness. You will lose your identity. The value treasure that you hold dear in your center chakra, your heart chakra, if you will. There's only one chakra now. It's the heart chakra. We call it the center. This idea is surrounded by the ego of security. The ego of security cherishes this, for it gives the ego of security identification. When you validate, it's not you. It can't be, because you are love. You are not fear. However, the ego is feeding it and you're accepting it as you, because then, truly, you didn't know it wasn't you. Now that you are aware, looking into this idea of this ego validating negativity in the world, because it's just for simple identification, because the ego is losing its identity. No one wants to become nothing. Your entire life is based off being something, the ego. That is what you're dissolving. It is scarier than shit because you don't know who you're becoming, if anything at all. In the idea of nirvana, you're going to meld into nothing. Bullshit. You become what you forgot. You replace yourself as you go. You let go of a valid ego and replace it with what has always been there. You don't actually shift it. You just uncover what you are in that idea. So this ego self of yours that says the fear is awesome is telling you that's what's keeping you alive. That's what's keeping you separated in the illusion for the vanity that you seek, that has a lot of dogma built in for the same reasons why you want to finish the job, climb the mountain, get to the top, be the best. All of this is ego. You are already whole, complete God. You cannot be any more than you already are, and you are everything. Make sense? You are all that is. So you can't go beyond everything. But the ego is feeling the idea of losing, so it's grabbing out for ideas of maintaining a separate idea of difference between you and everyone else, because you're afraid you're going to be nothing. You're going to lose your identity. You can't lose your identity. You're becoming more of who you are. You will never not be an idea of yourself. That is what you're journeying to. You've come to a point to dissolve part of the illusion, and you want to stay with it, so you admire it. Admiring the illusion, admiring fear. Sure, you can do that if you choose to. Awesome. Then you know for certain you're going to sustain within that reality. Nothing wrong with that. Why? Because it's creation. It's beauty. From this perspective, I don't see you in the idea of validating the illusion. I see creation. Period. It is only you right now that are saying, and I'm validating your vibration, that there is fear. And you are saying it's valid, and therefore, of course, it is valid, and this is the perspective you're looking from. So if you understand that what you're feeling is you trying to sustain the idea of your ego, then it becomes a little less daunting. Then it becomes an idea of yourself from the observation point. This Aaron idea in this now wants to stay alive. Aaron thinks, let's say, Aaron's going to disappear. And it's not Aaron that is saying it, it is you. And you are thinking that right now. So now you know who you are. You are not Aaron. You are the idea energizing the mannequin, the belief system of Aaron. You are deconstructing the belief systems of that idea to dissolve and uncover what is inside you. So this ego will fight, betray, and trick and deceit you to stay alive. Not out of its own conscious self. It is not its own idea. You are the idea, validating it is a separate idea of you. That's where the mastery comes in. It's the observer is the observed at the same time. And when the observer of the observed becomes one and knows that there is no observer or observed, there is only you, that's when ascension occurs. And that's where you're journeying to. So in this idea, this is your challenge to yourself. To admire the idea of fear, wonderful. I love it because it's creation. It's not fear to me. It is fear to you, though. So if that's your choice, that's your replication in the mirror for however long you continue to choose to admire the idea of validation, knowing that I am something. Well, let me tell you, you already are something. You just forgot. You're God journeying home. Make sense?
Yeah, that that honestly scares me. Just because it feels as if the floor below me is just vanished, and I'm in a skyscraper.
Beautiful.
That happening.
Excellent.
I'll definitely reflect more on that. I think it's funny how it's somehow still bouncing back onto that question I skipped earlier about negative beliefs, fear.
Listen, it's all tied in. This entire conversation will have bridges to all the questions. It is all one circumferencing idea. And it'll have many aspects of the idea. It's all fear and the idea of separation, and different ways of looking at the same idea, presenting itself in a different fashion, therefore keeping you this question, this question, this question, but they're all interchangeable and they're all related. Truly.
Yeah, I really like that.
Booyah.
Give me a moment for